Alright, we're gonna be talking about E85. What I would do before I got on E85, the pros and cons. The first thing we're gonna talk about is choosing your tuner. Whoever is gonna tune your car, how easy you can talk to them, how easy it is to access them if you're having issues, and so on. You wanna choose somebody that's not gonna take 3 to 5 business days to get back to you if you're having issues, if you're at the pump, and so on. Apparently it's a very common thing for E85 to cause a lot of moisture, and if you have a Mustang and you have long tube headers and your O2 sensors are not at a 45-degree angle, the moisture will cause them to go out often. So what you want to do is, if you have long tubes, relocate your O2 sensors to where they are, or they will be at a 45-degree angle rather than the way they sit. I have BBK long tube headers and I've already replaced the sensors 2 times. Now what I did was get O2 sensors that I have warranty, so every time they go out I just replace them. But it's very common, obviously because of the moisture in the long tubes, for this to happen. Next thing we're going to talk about is getting an E85 tester. Now you can buy these tubes on Amazon for really cheap. I don't remember exactly how much this was, but they're really cheap. Before you even think about going E85, you want to grab this. You want to go to your local gas stations that have E85 and you do want to test it. Now I don't know if I should make a video about it, test it, but it's pretty easy. There's a water line on the bottle and you fill up water to the water line, and then the rest is E85, and then you shake and it's gonna tell you the quality. Now depending on your tuner, you'll be able to tell you like what's good and what's not. For me it's 70%. I cannot run anything below 70%, and this is gonna help you so you don't have any issues. Again, do not trust the pumps. If they say they have E85, you want to test it and confirm yourself, because I've already had cases where it was nowhere near what they said it was. Never let your car go below a quarter tank of E85, because you will get to one gas station and you're gonna pull out your tester, you're gonna test it, and it's not gonna be within your limits. Now if you were like 0 miles to E, you know what I'm saying, you want to have at least a quarter of a tank, so when you get there and the 85 is not good, you want to go to another gas station. I mean, this seems kind of obvious, but if you're having trouble finding E85, I'm in Houston, so there's a lot of pumps with E85. There's an E85 app that you can get, and it's like a little green. I don't know if the phone is gonna focus. There's an E85 app that you can get on the App Store, and it's gonna be able to tell you the gas stations that have E85 in your area. Alright, let's talk about the cons of running E85 that I've encountered so far. Number 1 is gonna be the quality. The quality is not consistent. Like, I'll go to some gas stations and I'll test the E85. Some days they will test like a higher octane than some other times. Now because I got my Mustang from a guy, he got BBK long tube headers, and knowing what I know now, would I get BBK long tube headers? I'll probably still get them, but I would angle my O2 bunks at the headers so they sit at a 45-degree angle before I even put the headers on, to get the most aggressive 45 degrees, because the moisture caused by E85 will cause your O2 sensors to go out. Another one is, I think I'm guessing in some areas it's not as available, which means I cannot go on road trips. I drive this car everywhere, it's my daily driver, and sometimes I want to go on a road trip but I can't, because the area where I'm choosing to go either doesn't have that many E85 gas stations. So it's kind of like annoying, because if I was using regular gas then I wouldn't have that issue. Now this is going to be a con for your neighbors. E85 cold starts are so loud. The car struggles to start and they might think you're doing whatever the car is doing on purpose if they don't know anything about cars. Now the car will pop, make all sorts of noises when it's starting, and it's very, 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 very loud. And sometimes, depending on how cold it is, it's just gonna keep going and going. But I haven't really had that issue. Only one time, I think it was really, really, really cold. I tried to start it, and it was popping, making all kinds of noises, and I'm pretty sure I woke a lot of neighbors up. Now, because E85 is cheaper, but it also lowers your fuel economy, because E85 burns faster, so you're gonna have to go to the gas station more frequent. Okay, we're gonna get the pros now. Now, when I switched on E85, at first I didn't really notice any difference. Like, I mean, I kind of felt like the car like get faster, but it wasn't like as crazy as people make it seem. Now, I do have a 5.0 which doesn't have as much compression as other NA engines, but the power gain is not as crazy as you think. Don't get me wrong, you still get some power gains, but it's so little that sometimes you don't really feel it. Your car smells good on E85. It's just something about the smell of the corn that's just like, it just smells good. If you're callous, it kind of does help because you're not on 93, like, I mean, E85 will still burn your eyes, but it's a good smell. It's like a sweet scent. E85 is cheaper. It burns faster, so depending on how much you drive, it's gonna depend if you're gonna spend the same amount of money you spend on 93 or not. Okay, another good thing is that E85 runs cooler, so it keeps your engine temperatures down, which is a good thing. I don't really want to get into the science of all this stuff, but that's like something to think about. Another good thing is that you will keep up with cars you're not supposed to. Now, if you're a car guy, you can smell E85 from like, I don't know, like half a mile away. If a car is on E85, it does a pull, you'll be able to tell because you're just gonna smell it. Now, E85 is better for the environment, I think, because of the corn or something like that. I don't know. I'm just a regular type guy. I'm not a scientist. This is just my experience of being on E85. I've been on E85 for 2 months now, and there's a lot of positives. There's a lot more positives than cons, but also if you have any different experience, that's your experience. So I'm just talking about my experience. All right, guys.